Granting excessive power to others, especially those who believe they are always right, can be exhausting and counterproductive, whether in the workplace, among friends, or even in family discussions. These situations can test our patience and communication skills. Therefore, this video is an essential guide for those seeking to maintain emotional control and authority in challenging situations. Here you will discover why it is crucial not to let others' opinions dominate your reactions and decisions, ensuring that your voice is heard without being overshadowed by others' unwavering certainty, according to Stoic philosophers. Instead of engaging in conflicts or trying to change someone's opinion at all costs, focusing on maintaining your own integrity and tranquility proves to be a more effective and healthy strategy. Thus, you should learn to strengthen your position in dialogues, protecting your mental well-being and promoting more balanced interactions. In this video, we will explore 13 practical and intelligent strategies to maintain balance and assertiveness without relinquishing control. Learn how to turn potential confrontations into constructive dialogues and how. By not granting unnecessary power to others, you can reinforce your own position and maintain more productive relationships. If you are ready to transform the way you interact with the know-it-alls in your life, this content provides the necessary tools. Be strong and watch until the end, as all items are important. Before we begin, please remember to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. It helps us a lot and costs nothing. Let's go. The number one principle, focusing on facts, is a highly effective approach when dealing with people who tend to think they are always right. This strategy resonates with the fundamentals of Stoicism, a philosophy that values objectivity and reason as pillars for understanding and interacting with the world. Stoics argue that we should rely on verifiable evidence and tangible realities, rather than being driven by emotions and subjective opinions. By applying this principle in our daily interactions, especially with stubborn or dogmatic individuals, we acquire a powerful tool. Presenting verifiable facts and concrete data in a discussion can anchor the conversation in reality and significantly reduce the likelihood of it devolving into pure emotion or unfounded stubbornness. For example, when discussing a controversial topic with someone who holds an extremely entrenched view, such as climate change or public policies, providing reliable statistics, scientific studies, and concrete examples can be crucial for steering the conversation constructively. This approach not only strengthens your argument but also encourages the person to consider evidence-based perspectives, rather than simply relying on their pre-existing beliefs. Furthermore, by presenting facts objectively and calmly, you demonstrate respect for the process of rational thinking and the pursuit of truth. This can pave the way for a more productive and empathetic dialogue, where both parties can learn and grow from the exchange of ideas grounded in solid data. Therefore, when facing situations where the person seems unyielding in their convictions, remember the power of facts and the importance of anchoring the discussion in verifiable evidence. This approach not only strengthens your position, but also promotes an environment of constructive and respectful dialogue. Moreover, by focusing on facts, you demonstrate a rational and well-informed approach, characteristics appreciated and promoted by Stoicism. This methodology not only increases your credibility and the strength of your arguments, but also imposes natural boundaries on those attempting to dominate discussions with their personal opinions, ensuring that the dialogue remains productive and grounded. Thus, by adopting this approach, you are practicing the Stoic virtue of rational discipline, protecting yourself from excessive influence from others, and staying true to the pursuit of objective truth, a key to personal serenity and effectiveness. The second principle, avoiding direct confrontations, highlights a smart strategy for preserving harmony and effectiveness in interactions with people who always think they are right. This approach promotes smoother and less confrontational communication, where instead of directly challenging others' opinions, you subtly and constructively introduce alternatives. This technique involves presenting different perspectives or solutions in a way that the other person can consider them without feeling attacked or challenged. For example, instead of directly contradicting the other person's viewpoint, you can start by saying something like, "I understand your perspective, and it's also interesting to consider," and then introduce an alternative or an additional perspective. This approach not only keeps the conversation open and collaborative, but also allows the other person to reflect on other opinions without feeling attacked or challenged. By subtly offering alternatives, you create space for everyone involved in the discussion to reevaluate their positions without feeling immediate pressure to defend their viewpoint. Moreover, avoiding direct confrontations can help reduce tension and promote an environment more receptive to constructive dialogue. By adopting a posture of respect and openness to considering different viewpoints, you establish a foundation for a more productive and enriching exchange of ideas. It's important to emphasize that this approach requires skill and sensitivity to be effective. Communicating in a non-confrontational manner and demonstrating empathy when introducing alternatives are essential to ensuring that the other person feels heard and respected. Therefore, when interacting with people who tend to cling firmly to their opinions, consider the strategy of avoiding direct confrontations and subtly introducing alternatives in a constructive manner. This approach can promote more harmonious communication and facilitate openness to new ideas and perspectives. Applying this approach is especially valuable in professional environments or delicate social situations where maintaining positive relationships is crucial for success and harmony. In these settings, the ability to avoid direct confrontations can be a significant asset, as it allows for handling differences of opinion in a way that preserves the integrity of relationships. By choosing this strategy, not only do you avoid unnecessary confrontations that can exacerbate existing tensions, but you also create an environment conducive to building stronger bonds and peacefully resolving conflicts. This is because direct confrontations often only solidify someone's resistance to changing their opinion, leading to a stalemate that can hinder collaboration and productivity. Furthermore, by adopting a more subtle and respectful approach, you demonstrate emotional maturity, negotiation skills, and consideration for others' feelings and opinions. These traits are highly valued in professional environments and are essential for developing healthy and productive interpersonal relationships. By fostering an environment of mutual respect and understanding, you create the ideal conditions for a more productive and less confrontational dialogue. This not only facilitates the exchange of ideas and problem-solving, but also strengthens bonds among colleagues and promotes a more positive and collaborative work atmosphere. Therefore, when facing challenging situations in professional or social environments, consider the importance of avoiding direct confrontations and adopting a more subtle and respectful approach. This strategy not only helps preserve valuable relationships, but also promotes a more harmonious and productive work environment for everyone involved. Integrating humor into our interactions is an effective strategy for dealing with people who often think they are always right. Humor has a unique power to break down barriers and reduce resistance, transforming the atmosphere of a conversation and making it lighter and more enjoyable for all involved. When used appropriately, humor can alleviate tension, promote mutual understanding, and even facilitate conflict resolution. One of the advantages of using humor is its ability to disarm tense situations. By introducing a joke or a lighthearted comment into a heated debate, we can shift the focus of the conversation and allow people to relax a bit. This can be especially useful in discussions where emotions are running high and opinions are strongly divergent. However, it's important to exercise caution when using humor, especially in sensitive contexts or with people who may interpret it negatively. The goal is not to ridicule or belittle others' opinions, but rather to create an atmosphere of camaraderie and mutual understanding. For example, making a light joke about the situation at hand can help reduce the seriousness of the debate, showing that despite differences of opinion, it's possible to maintain a friendly and respectful atmosphere. However, it's important to ensure that the humor is appropriate and not offensive, taking into account the context and the feelings of the people involved. By opting for a humorous approach, we demonstrate an ability to deal with conflicts in a constructive and mature manner. We're showing that we're capable of finding points of connection and even having fun amidst disagreements. In summary, using humor as a strategy to deal with people who always think they are right can be a powerful tool for promoting a lighter, more open and productive dialogue. As long as it's used with sensitivity and respect, humor can help create a positive atmosphere where differences are seen as opportunities for learning and mutual growth. Integrating humor in a well-placed and intelligent manner can be a powerful strategy for dealing with individuals who insist on always being right. Humor has the incredible power to temporarily disarm the defensive posture of these people, creating a space where new ideas can be considered more openly and receptively. When we use humor appropriately in a conversation, we not only reduce tension but also promote a more relaxed environment conducive to the exchange of ideas. By sharing laughter, we create a human connection that transcends differences of opinion, strengthening interpersonal relationships. Laughing together can be a powerful tool for building bridges between people with diverse perspectives. This type of interaction not only lightens communication, but also fosters a sense of camaraderie and mutual understanding. When people are able to share moments of humor, they feel more comfortable expressing their opinions and listening to others, creating an environment conducive to open and ongoing dialogue. Furthermore, humor can be an effective way to relieve the stress and anxiety that often accompany heated discussions. By introducing a touch of levity and fun, we can dissipate the tension of the moment and allow all involved to feel more relaxed and receptive to each other's ideas. Therefore, incorporating humor into discussions with people who have difficulty accepting other perspectives not only makes communication more enjoyable, but also significantly increases the chances of achieving mutual understanding and promoting constructive collaboration. It's a way to demonstrate respect for others and show willingness to find points of connection, even amidst differences. Number 4. Keep calm. Maintaining calmness is a fundamental skill when dealing with people who tend to think they are always right. Reacting emotionally can escalate conflicts and hinder the resolution of misunderstandings. Calmness, on the other hand, allows you to approach the situation in a rational and objective manner, preventing the discussion from turning into an unnecessary confrontation. When you manage to stay calm and composed, you set a tone of interaction that can encourage the other person to follow your example and calm down as well. Your serenity can create a more conducive environment for dialogue and problem-solving in a constructive manner. Additionally, by not reacting emotionally, you shield yourself from possible provocations and keep the focus on the issue being discussed. This prevents you from being dragged into a heated and unproductive debate, allowing you to maintain a clear view of the conversation's objective. There are several practices that can help maintain calmness in challenging situations. For example, deep breathing practice can help reduce stress and anxiety, allowing you to maintain mental clarity. Moreover, taking conscious pauses during the conversation to breathe and reflect can help avoid impulsive responses and promote more thoughtful communication. The use of relaxed body language can also be effective in conveying calmness and confidence during an interaction. Maintaining an open and relaxed posture, avoiding agitated gestures, and making eye contact can help create an atmosphere of tranquility and mutual respect. By practicing these emotional control techniques, you not only manage your own emotions effectively, but also model behaviors that can positively influence the conversation's dynamics. Your ability to stay calm and composed can be an inspiring example for others, promoting a more harmonious and productive communication environment for all involved. Number 5. Set boundaries. Establishing clear boundaries is an essential practice when dealing with people who tend to think they are always right. This approach aligns well with the principles of Stoicism, a philosophy that values self-control and individual autonomy. Stoics encourage each person to understand and respect their own emotional and rational limits, thereby promoting a more balanced and centered life. By setting clear boundaries in a conversation, you communicate unequivocally how far you are willing to go and what you are not willing to tolerate. This not only establishes clear expectations, but also helps preserve your own emotional and mental integrity. For example, you can explicitly state that certain topics are non-negotiable, or that the conversation must remain respectful and constructive to continue. By setting these boundaries, you are protecting your own well-being and ensuring that the interaction is productive and healthy for both parties involved. Additionally, setting boundaries can help avoid unnecessary conflicts and keep the focus on the issue being discussed. For example, if a conversation becomes disrespectful or overly emotional, you can choose to withdraw from the situation or redirect the discussion to a more neutral and constructive ground. It's important to remember that setting boundaries does not mean being inflexible or closing oneself off to new ideas. On the contrary, It's about defending your own values and needs while still remaining open to constructive dialogue and conflict resolution. Therefore, when dealing with people who have difficulty accepting other perspectives, it's crucial to establish clear and assertive boundaries. This practice not only promotes mutual respect, but also contributes to a healthier and more productive communication environment for all involved. The Stoic practice of focusing on what is within your control is highly relevant here. You may not have control over the opinions or behaviors of others, but you have complete control over how you choose to respond to them. By establishing and maintaining firm boundaries, you not only protect your inner peace and dignity, but also demonstrate a profound understanding of Stoic principles of self-control and autonomy. This approach is not just about emotional self-preservation, but also about conveying a clear message about your own values and boundaries. By maintaining these boundaries, you not only preserve your own emotional stability, but also set a standard for the kind of treatment you expect to receive from others. This can have a powerful impact on the behavior of people around you in future interactions. Establishing boundaries is, therefore, more than just a self-protection strategy. It's a way of reinforcing your position without yielding to the power someone may try to exert over you. This practice reflects Stoic wisdom in knowing and defending your own worth, regardless of external circumstances. Furthermore, by establishing boundaries in a respectful and assertive manner, you promote a healthier and more constructive communication environment. This can lead to more positive and meaningful interactions where all involved feel valued and respected. Therefore, by applying Stoic principles of focusing on what is within your control and establishing clear boundaries, you not only protect your own inner peace but also promote more authentic and respectful relationships with others. This practice strengthens your position and reinforces your commitment to your own values and principles, regardless of the opinions or behaviors of others. Number 6. Use questions. The use of questions is a highly effective technique for dealing with people who tend to think they are always right. This approach stimulates reflection and can lead the person to consider alternative viewpoints more openly and receptively, without feeling attacked or defensive. By asking careful and well-placed questions, you can subtly challenge the assumptions and arguments of the other person without engaging in direct confrontation. This allows you to address differences of opinion in a way that promotes mutual understanding and constructive conflict resolution. For example, instead of directly contradicting someone who asserts something with which you disagree, you could ask gently and curiously, "How did you come to that conclusion?" Or, "Can you show me where you found that information?" These questions not only demonstrate interest in the other person's perspective, but also encourage them to explain their thinking more thoroughly. In doing so, you can help them reflect on their own beliefs and consider alternative viewpoints in a more open and receptive manner. This may reveal flaws or oversimplifications in their reasoning and potentially open up space for a more balanced and productive discussion. Moreover, the use of questions can help build a climate of trust and mutual respect. When people feel heard and understood, they are more inclined to engage in constructive dialogue and consider new ideas and perspectives. Therefore, when dealing with people who have difficulty accepting other perspectives, consider the power of questions to promote a more open, inclusive, and productive dialogue. This approach not only strengthens your own position but also contributes to a deeper understanding and more constructive resolution of conflicts. Furthermore, asking about the experiences that led the person to form such an opinion, like, "Have you had any experiences that made you think this way?" can create space for a more empathetic and less confrontational exchange of experiences. These questions help to create an atmosphere of dialogue and mutual understanding, where everyone involved is encouraged to share and reflect, rather than just blindly defending their own opinions. Therefore, the strategic use of questions not only facilitates more effective communication, but also promotes an environment of respect and openness to learning. This can be particularly helpful in situations where emotions and pride could easily escalate into heated arguments, helping to keep the conversation constructive and focused on conflict resolution or mutual understanding. Number 7. Disagreeing politely is a crucial skill when dealing with people who tend to think they are always right. This respectful approach allows you to express your opinion clearly and assertively, without invalidating or minimizing the other person's perspective. By doing so, you not only maintain the integrity of the discussion, but also promote an environment of mutual respect and understanding. To disagree politely, it's important to choose your words carefully and focus on expressing your point of view without confronting or antagonizing. This means communicating in a respectful and empathetic manner, acknowledging the validity of others' opinions, even if you don't fully agree with them. Another fundamental aspect is to avoid language that suggests judgment or direct criticism. Instead of saying "that's wrong," you can choose to express your disagreement in a softer and more open way, such as, "That makes me think there might be another possibility." This approach not only avoids putting the other person on the defensive, but also opens up space for a more constructive and collaborative dialogue. Furthermore, when disagreeing politely, it's important to stay focused on the argument at hand and avoid personal attacks or generalizations. This means focusing on the facts and ideas presented, rather than criticizing the person you disagree with. By adopting a respectful and constructive approach to disagreement, you demonstrate emotional maturity and effective communication skills. You show that you are willing to listen and consider different viewpoints, even when you disagree with them, and are committed to seeking a deeper understanding of the issue under discussion. Therefore, when dealing with people who tend to think they are always right, remember the importance of disagreeing politely. This skill not only strengthens your interpersonal interactions, but also contributes to an environment of more open, inclusive, and respectful dialogue for all involved. Such language not only reduces defensiveness but also opens the door to a more open and less combative discussion. Moreover, using evidence or examples to support your position can help strengthen your argument respectfully. This demonstrates that your opinion is well thought out and based on valid reasons, rather than just being a contrary reaction. Disagreeing politely is not only about maintaining courtesy but also about preserving productive dialogue and the exchange of ideas. This tactic not only helps maintain peace in potentially tense interactions, but also models a form of communication that values diversity of thoughts and opinions. By practicing this skill, you contribute to an environment where everyone feels heard and respected, promoting healthier and more collaborative relationships. Shifting to neutral ground is a valuable strategy when dealing with people who tend to believe they are always right. This approach, also known as changing the focus, can be extremely effective in reducing tension and avoiding unnecessary conflicts in a conversation. When you realize that the discussion is becoming polarized or too tense, introducing a neutral topic can be an effective way to calm things down and restore a friendlier and more cooperative atmosphere. This provides a break in heated discussions or points of disagreement, allowing everyone to breathe and reflect before returning to the main topic. For example, if a conversation about workplace policies is becoming controversial, you can gently change the subject to future company plans or upcoming events, topics that do not generate deep divisions. This not only shifts the focus away from areas of conflict, but also creates an opportunity for all involved to reconnect on common ground. This technique is especially useful when you recognize that an immediate resolution is not possible, or that strong opinions may lead to a deadlock. By discussing lighter and less personal topics, you can keep the conversation flowing positively without the need to compromise your own principles or ideas. Additionally, switching to neutral ground can help preserve valuable relationships, even amid disagreements. By avoiding direct confrontations and focusing on areas of mutual interest, you demonstrate respect for others' opinions and create space for a more constructive and collaborative dialogue. Therefore, when dealing with people who have difficulty accepting other perspectives, consider the strategy of switching to neutral ground as an effective way to keep the conversation positively flowing and avoid unnecessary conflicts. This approach not only promotes a healthier communication environment, but also contributes to building stronger and more resilient long-term relationships. Number 9. Reinforce mutual respect. Reinforcing mutual respect is an essential practice in any interaction, especially when dealing with people who tend to believe they are always right. This fundamental principle establishes a solid foundation for healthy and constructive dialogue, significantly reducing the potential for conflicts and misunderstandings. By reminding everyone involved of the importance of respecting differences, you create an environment where all voices are valued and heard with consideration. This means emphasizing that although there may be disagreement, Each person has the right to express their opinion safely and respectfully. This approach not only promotes a more welcoming and inclusive environment, but also discourages harmful behaviors such as interruptions, belittlement, or disdain for opposing ideas. For example, in a work meeting or family discussion, when tensions start to rise, taking a pause to remind everyone of the importance of mutual respect can help calm things down and realign the conversation towards a more productive dialogue. Additionally, reinforcing mutual respect can strengthen interpersonal relationships and build a culture of trust and collaboration. When people feel respected and valued, they are more inclined to engage in open and honest conversations, contributing to a more positive and harmonious work or family environment. Therefore, when dealing with people who tend to think they are always right, it is crucial to constantly reinforce mutual respect as a fundamental principle. This practice not only helps minimize conflicts and misunderstandings, but also promotes healthier relationships and more effective long-term communication. You could say something like, "Let's remember to listen to each other with respect. It's important that everyone feels their perspectives are valued here." Additionally, by modeling this behavior, you demonstrate leadership and set a standard for others to follow. Showing respect for others' opinions even when you disagree with them encourages others to do the same, creating a positive cycle of effective and respectful communication. 10. Be patient. Patience is a valued virtue in many philosophies, including Stoicism, which teaches us the importance of controlling our reactions and accepting that we cannot change others, only ourselves. In the context of dealing with people who often believe they are always right, patience plays a crucial role. Recognizing that some people may need more time to absorb and consider alternative viewpoints is an exercise in patience and understanding. Stoicism suggests that we should view these situations as opportunities to practice tolerance and self-control, rather than sources of frustration. For example, when presenting a different perspective to someone stubborn or fixed in their opinions, it's helpful to remember that changing one's mind rarely happens instantly. Each person has their own pace of absorbing and processing information, and it's important to respect that process, even if it's slower than we'd like. Moreover, being patient doesn't mean being passive. You can continue to present your arguments clearly and articulately, but be prepared to give the other person time to reflect and assimilate what has been said. This shows a willingness to cultivate genuine and constructive dialogue, rather than simply insisting on being right at all costs. By practicing patience, you also strengthen your own emotional resilience. Instead of being swept away by frustration or impatience, you learn to deal with difficulties with serenity and calmness, thus cultivating a more balanced and centered mindset. Therefore, when dealing with people who have difficulty accepting other perspectives, remember the importance of being patient. This practice not only promotes a healthier and more respectful communication environment, but also contributes to your own personal growth and emotional development. Instead of pressuring for immediate acceptance or showing irritation, maintain a calm and consistent approach. Offer information respectfully, and be open to continuing the discussion later, giving the other person time to process what was said. Being patient also means recognizing and accepting your own limits and influencing someone else's thinking. Stoics believe that we should direct our energy to areas of our lives that we can control, including how we choose to react to others' stubbornness. Therefore, instead of becoming frustrated or emotionally drained trying to change something in someone, focus on maintaining your own serenity and integrity. Thus, by practicing patience, you not only maintain your inner peace as proposed by Stoicism, but also create a more conducive environment for constructive and potentially transformative dialogues, respecting everyone's time to reflect and possibly accept new ideas. 11. Active listening. Active listening is a fundamental skill for effectively dealing with people who always think they are right. This practice not only demonstrates respect for others' opinions, even when we disagree with them, but also promotes more meaningful and constructive communication. When practicing active listening, you commit to giving your full attention to what the other person is saying, without interruptions or distractions. This means not only listening to the words being spoken, but also paying attention to the underlying emotions and context that may influence the person's perspective. To actively listen without compromising your own opinions, it's important to adopt an attitude of openness and curiosity. This means being willing to suspend judgment and genuinely interested in understanding the other person's viewpoint. An effective way to practice active listening is to paraphrase what the person has said to ensure that you have understood correctly. This not only demonstrates that you are paying attention, but also gives the other person the opportunity to clarify or expand on their points if necessary. Moreover, asking clarifying questions is a powerful technique for deepening your understanding of the other person's viewpoint. This can help reveal additional information or nuances that may not have been initially evident, allowing for a more comprehensive and informed understanding of the situation. When practicing active listening, you demonstrate empathy, respect, and genuine interest in the opinions and experiences of others. This not only strengthens interpersonal relationships, but also creates an environment where everyone feels valued and heard. Therefore, when dealing with people who always think they are right, remember the importance of active listening. This practice not only facilitates more effective communication, but also promotes greater understanding, comprehension, and collaboration among all parties involved. By doing so, you not only confirm that you are engaged in the conversation, but also encourage the person to reflect on their own position, possibly leading them to consider other perspectives. Additionally, maintaining calmness and objectivity during the conversation can help prevent the discussion from becoming an emotional confrontation. By actively listening, you are creating a dialogue environment where both sides feel their voices are heard and valued. This is especially important when dealing with someone who may not be accustomed to having their opinions questioned. Therefore, active listening does not mean giving up your own ideas, but rather creating a bridge of mutual understanding that can lead to more productive discussions and greater respect among the parties involved. Accepting differences of opinion is a crucial aspect of maintaining healthy relationships, especially when dealing with people who often believe they are always right. Recognizing that it is normal and even healthy to have divergent viewpoints can diffuse many potentially conflict-ridden situations and preserve harmony in interaction. To effectively deal with someone who always thinks they are right, it is important to adopt an attitude of respect for diversity of thought and experience. This means understanding that differences do not have to be a point of conflict, but rather an opportunity to enrich discussions and learn from each other. When you accept that people have the right to their own opinions based on their unique experiences and knowledge, you create an environment where communication can flow more freely. This promotes an open and inclusive dialogue where all voices are valued and respected, regardless of whether we agree with them or not. Furthermore, by accepting differences of opinion, you demonstrate a willingness to cultivate an environment of mutual respect and understanding. This strengthens interpersonal relationships and contributes to a culture of collaboration and mutual acceptance. When accepting differences, it is also important to remember that we are not compromising our own values or convictions. Instead, we are acknowledging the validity of others' experiences and perspectives, even if we do not agree with them. Therefore, when dealing with people who always think they are right, remember the importance of accepting differences of opinion. This practice not only promotes healthier and more respectful relationships, but also enriches our own experiences by exposing us to a variety of perspectives and ideas. This does not mean that you will always agree with everything that is said, but rather that you respect each person's right to have and express their own point of view. To practice this acceptance, it is helpful to keep an open mind and avoid reacting defensively or confrontationally when faced with a contrary opinion. Instead, try to explore the reasons behind the other person's beliefs with curiosity and interest, which can lead to a deeper understanding of their motivations and underlying concerns. Additionally, communicating your own acceptance of different viewpoints can encourage others to do the same. By modeling this behavior, you can positively influence the atmosphere of your interactions, promoting a more open and less combative dialogue. 13. Knowing when to step back. Recognizing when a discussion is not productive and knowing when to step back is a crucial skill for maintaining effective communication and preserving your own emotional well-being. Dealing with people who always believe they are right can be exhausting, and in many cases, continuing a circular conversation will not lead to consensus or progress. Identifying the right time to withdraw from a discussion requires perception and self-control. When you realize that the conversation is becoming repetitive or that emotions are running high without a resolution in sight, it may be wiser to suggest a break or change the subject. This does not mean giving up or conceding, but choosing to direct your energy more constructively. To apply this strategy effectively, you can politely express that you feel the discussion is not beneficial at the moment and propose revisiting the topic later, perhaps when both parties have had time to reflect or calm down. For example, a useful phrase could be, "It seems like we're stuck on this point. How about we think about it some more and talk again tomorrow?" This approach not only avoids escalating conflicts but also demonstrates maturity and mutual respect, keeping the door open for future positive interactions. Additionally, it gives both parties the chance to reassess the discussion with a fresh perspective or gather more information that may be useful for a more effective resolution. Therefore, knowing when to step back is an act of self-preservation and a demonstration of emotional intelligence, contributing to a healthier and more respectful communication environment. I hope you enjoyed the video, and since you've made it to the end, share your thoughts with us and write Armored Wisdom in the comments. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. See you soon.